I feel like my whole life has just been a lie. Because I've come to the realization that I really didn't know shit back then. Like, back when I first started watching anime, I really didn't know shit back then. I was so young, trying to get a concept of what was good and what was not, what was worth watching and what was a waste of time. Now I'm grown though. I'm a big man. I'm a big man now. And from the bottom of my heart, I can tell you, this shit was dreadful. Awful. Garbage. A waste of my damn time. I'm so woke right now. I've realized how much of a waste of time this anime was. This anime is below Black Clover. It is below Black Clover for me. It's crazy. If you watch my anime videos regularly, you know how I feel about Black Clover. You honestly know. So when I say this shit is below that, them are some heavy words, my friend.
Tell them niggas I'm active, tell them bitches I'm active, 2019 I'm matting, you can't touch on my cactus, bruh. Jump in the car.
Now let me give you a story. Let me give you the deal. What's going on? Let me explain it to you. Fairy tale, anime, shonen anime, I guess you could call it. Long ago, when I was nothing but a young whippersnapper, grasshopper, whatever you want to call me. When my younger self, whatever you want to call me. Long ago when I was that, I decided to watch the show. And I watched it and I enjoyed it. I thoroughly did. I didn't think it was amazing, but I honestly enjoyed the show. I thought it was worth a watch. So I watched and watched until it got cancelled the first time, which I was very depressed about. I was sad. I was like, what? Fairy tale? How can a show like this not be pulling numbers? How's that possible? I was confused. I was confused. Then it re-aired and I was like, that makes more sense. Honestly, people were down to watch this shit. I don't even know why they cancelled it in the first place. It makes more sense that it's back now. That adds up. That adds up mathematically for me. Then it stopped for the second time. And apparently the reason it stopped for the second time was because the author wanted to finish the manga before the anime. You know what I mean? That's why it stopped the second time, apparently. If that's the case, fair enough. I always thought it just got cancelled the second time. But apparently, no, he wanted to finish the manga first and then the anime could come true, which is fair. Fair enough. But looking back on it, it makes perfect sense as to why the show was cancelled. It was fucking garbage. I'm so woke right now. You man don't understand. I'm not even finished. Let me finish my story before you fairy tale fans get onto me. Let me finish my story. Final season comes back now. When it first came back, I watched the first couple episodes. I watched about to the bit where the war just began. So I watched them infiltrate Alvarez. The Alvarez Empire? I watched them do all of that. I watched all of that. I watched them come back. I watched all of that. At the moment the war began is practically when I stopped watching the final season because I just fell out of it and I couldn't be bothered to get back into it. So I was like, cool. That's cool. You know what? We move. It's fine. We move. Recently though, and by recently I mean just a couple days ago, I found out that the anime was finished. And I was like, fuck it. Let me just finish this off. Let me finish it. Let's see what the grand finale. How's Fairy Tail gonna end? That's what I was asking myself. How is this show gonna end? Because I didn't think it was amazing, but I didn't think it was bad. So I watched it. I finished Fairy Tail now. I've watched it. I watched from where I left off and I watched it to the end. And watching it just made me realize this show. I never want to talk about this show again. I don't want to remember this show ever existed. It's heartbreaking for me because as a young whippersnapper, as a young grasshopper, as a young weed sniffer, as a young leaf jumper, whatever you want to call me, as a young guy, I did not have this view of Fairy Tail. I honestly didn't see it as that bad. But now, the fact that I've put it below Black Clover, you don't understand how much I dislike Black Clover. To have Fairy Tail under that, it's crazy. To be honest, Black Clover's been moving up for me. And let me just clear this up in it. To anyone who wants an update on where I am with Black Clover, I'm still on them 12 episodes I was when I made the last video. I can't lie, I've not watched a single episode more. But that's for another video. That's for another video. I know the Fairy Tail fans watching this, they're burning. Like, you're actually burnt. I can feel your rage. And to be honest, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Honestly, it is what it is. I don't know what you want me to tell you. The show is not good. You know what? Let me actually talk about the actual show. Let me talk about where this is coming from. Let me talk about where this is coming from. Obviously, spoilers. If you clicked on this video and you watched it, then you're dumb. You're just dumb. And I'm a preference what I'm about to say next with, listen, if you know me, which most of you probably don't, I got a shit memory. I can't lie to you. So I may say shit here and there, which might have happened or could be explained from past episodes of Fairy Tail, like way down the line. I might say shit here, which I'm confused. Listen, I might say that because, listen, I've got a shit memory. I can't lie. The show got cancelled twice. There's been gaps between how I've watched this show. It's not all consecutive. I may be forgetting stuff. Forgive me if I do. Having said that, let me talk about the shit which just made me realise this show is, it's dreadful. Dreadful's the word. I'm gonna start off with the biggest one, the most obvious one, death. That's what I'm gonna start off with, death. Because there isn't any. There's nothing. There's no such thing as death in the show. There's nothing about, no, there's no death in the show. No such thing as stakes. No such thing as death. Nothing. None of that. Nobody dies in the show. No, it's not the fact that nobody dies. It's not that. But it's the fact that the author, I don't know what he's playing at. I don't know what you're playing at, big man. I'm calling him an author. I don't know if that's the correct term, but that's just the term I'm using. The creator, whatever you want to, I'm calling them author for the time being, okay? We gotta get this straight. My problem isn't that nobody dies, because there's a lot of shonen anime where most of the main characters, they live. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not, they get happily ever after. That's not my problem. My problem with this show is they constantly, over and over and over and over again, have so many of these scenes where it looks like one of the good guys is about to die, only for it to be a fake out, and they actually don't. Like, you're pissing me off. If you don't want to kill them, that's cool. Don't have these scenes where they're on the verge of death and it looks like they're dead, only for them to come back from bullshit a couple seconds later. It's annoying. It's stupid. It's dumb. It got to the point where every time it showed someone dying, I was like, okay, he'll be back in the next 2 episodes. Because that's what happens. That's honestly what happens. I can name a couple times. It's not even a problem. The ones I'm going to name are only from what I've just watched from the final season. But I know there's times plenty before that as well, which I just did not read. Like, I wasn't woke, but I'm woke now. I can't remember the names for the life of me, but I'm gonna do my best. When Gajil was fighting one of the Spriggan 12, I can't remember for the life of me. The darkness guy. I don't know. I can't remember his name, fam. Either with the Bane particles guy, that guy there, and he tried to drag Gajil with him into the underworld, and you had such an emotional thing with him and Levi and all of that, and then all of a sudden Gajil's gone. 1 or 2 episodes later, or maybe even in the same episode, I don't remember, whenever, all we see, after we all think Gajil's dead, no, he's alive. He's just, it was all that emotional shit he said, him and Levi, like the feels they try to give you, he's alive, it's fine. It doesn't matter, he's alive. Next one that's just come to my mind, Gray and Juvia, when they're fighting that other ice brother, can't remember his name either, they're fighting that other ice brother, they're being mind controlled and they're being forced to fight and kill each other, so they decide, okay, you know what, fuck this, we're not going to be mind controlled, we're just going to commit suicide, we'll just kill ourselves, because we can't bring ourselves to kill each other. That's what we're going to do. So I'm like, oh shit, these men are actually dead. That's what, like, they both killed themselves. The show shows they're dead, their lifeless bodies on the floor. They're dead. They are dead. The exact next scene, I see Gray getting up and I'm just like, hold up. How is he getting up? He stabbed himself. He should be dead. And then I look at Juvia. Oh, Juvia's let him live. Juvia's done something with her water and he's living. So I was like, what? That doesn't even make proper sense. But I was like, you know what? Fine. It's cool. It's cool. Like, if Gray's alive and Juvia's dead, that's fine. Like, honestly, because she did up an emotional thing as she was giving him, doing her magic to heal him. She was doing up all of that. You had some cutscenes, flashbacks of them too. And you really thought, okay, Gray's gonna live, Juvia's gonna die. That's what we really thought. So Gray walks off while Juvia's just there, lifeless. Couple episodes later, can you predict what happened? Juvia's alive, ladies and gentlemen. Couple episodes later, she's alive. She's been healed by someone. I think it was Wendy, but she's back now. So then why have all of these emotional scenes showing all of this? Wendy's just back like that. Why? What's the point? Why are you wasting my time? At this point of watching the show, I'm like, okay, Gray and Juvia, alright, they should have died, but it's fine. They're alive. Okay, we can move on. It's not the worst thing in the world. We can move on. Next person up that comes to my head that sacrificed himself. The master himself, I can't remember, what was his name? Makarov, that's it, Makarov. Brother uses fairy law to wipe out the entire battlefield, knowing that, oh, if I do this, I will die, it takes my life force. He does it anyways. That's your own prerogative, big man. Do you, my nigga, do you. Does it, wipes out most of the battlefield, we see his body, he's all greyed out. To be honest, well, we're all under the assumption he's dead. To be honest, he looks dead. He should be dead. After what he pulled off, he's dead, in fact, he's dead. We get towards the end of the show. Would you look at that? He's alive again. I'm not making up. I'm not making up. The show throws some bullshit excuse. Oh, I just felt some girl, help me. He's talking about Mavis, but he's just like, oh, I felt some power or something just bring me to life. I was like, why? What are you talking about? You're dead. You should be dead. You should be dead. Like, seriously, the brother used fairy law. I wiped out like 80% of the enemy's forces. And he's just alive now. The show showed him dead. The show showed him dead. Like, he was dead. That's not even the worst one. That's not even the worst one. Let me get to the worst one for you, man. We get to the end of the show. Zeref dies. Mavis dies. It was touching. It was touching. They both die. Go to heaven or to hell. I don't know how that's working out. Either way, they go somewhere. They just, you know, I mean, the curse, it cancels both of them out and they both just die. And I feel happy. I'm happy for the Zeref brother, because really and truly, I could 100% you can see where the brother's got. He just wants to die. Like, honestly, he just wants to die. He's doing all of this because he wants to die, or like the brother just wants to die. Okay. After they die, I had a sly thought. It was a joke. Honestly, it was a joke. It was just a joke. I had a sly thought. You know what'd be funny? If they somehow came back to life as well. I was actually, it was a joke. It was a joke. It was actually a joke. So why is it we get to the final episode now? The final episode. Why is it we get to the final episode now? And I see Zeref and Mavis alive. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Oh no, those were reincarnations, or they were just people that looked like them. No, listen. The fact that I saw them there, you might as well call them alive, because that's what they were. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, it's fate, it's just a coincidence, they just look the same, or it's just a reincarnation, but it's not actually listen, this author, yeah, he just can't handle death. That's what I'm honest. He can't handle death. I don't know what kind of BS names they try to give each other. No, that was Zeref and Mavis. They were lying to you. Don't be fooled. That was Zeref and Mavis. They just backed out two different names, did up some African fraud, and now they're alive again. I'm telling you. The author of this show, the creator, does not know what stakes are. He's never heard of the word. I've never seen an anime where there's no stakes, because no matter what happens, the good guys are fine. It doesn't matter what happens, the good guys, it just doesn't matter what happens at all. They're fine. I've never seen a show like, I've never seen a show like that. There's no stakes whatsoever. You think someone's they don't die. Whoever you think dies, wherever you see, let me tell you that now. If you ever see anyone die watching this show, let me tell you something. They're not dead. They're not dead. On to my second biggest problem with this show, because this video is already going to be long. This video is going to be very long, in fact. But you know what? On to my second biggest problem of this show. I don't know if they took a page out of Dragon Ball Z's book or what's going on, but this power scaling here, I don't know. It's always been a problem with this show. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but God Serena, if that's even his name, hopefully it is, the most powerful wizard on Ishgar, who then went and joined the Alvarez Empire, that guy there. He who is the most powerful on Ishgar, I think the show said, don't quote me on this, this is what I'm talking about when I say I have bad memory. I think the show said he's one of the weaker ones of the Spriggan 12. I think the show said that. To be honest, we even see this God Serena guy pattern, like completely just pattern the four, what is called again? I can't remember, fam. The four next strongest. There was the tree guy, the bull, I can't remember the names, but maybe you know what I'm talking about. We see him pattern them, only for him to then get killed by Agnolohia, I can't even say that name, but now you should know what I'm talking about. And he's supposed to be one of the weakest of the Spriggan 12. So how is it Ishgar and all of their mages have somehow managed to beat the Spriggan 12? How? How's that happen? I don't get it. Like, even when these men went and they infiltrated the Alvarez Empire and we met Brandish for the first time and we saw her power, we saw her magic, we were like, damn, these niggas ain't no joke. This Spriggan, they ain't no joke. Only for the series to go on and they just turn into a joke. That's honestly what happened. Most of the members of Spriggan 12 were more powerful than any magician in Ishgar, and they all lost, and I'm so confused as to why. It doesn't make sense. Did you see Zeref's forces? Did you see who he was working with? Did you see Ishgar's forces? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. How can there be such an imbalance of power? Zeref's forces were up here, Ishgar was like down here. How can there be such an imbalance of power? Yet Ishgar beats all of them and practically comes out unscathed. How? For fuck's sakes, one of the Spriggan 12's flipping magicians, can't remember her name, she could stop time. She could legit just stop time, and she lost. There were no limits to it. She could legit just stop time and have time stop for as long as she wanted to and fuck up her enemies as long as she wanted to. She could do that. There were no limits. There was no 10-second time limit, 20. No, she could legit just stop time forever and fuck up her enemies. And she still lost. What do you say to that? Honestly, what do you say to that? You give these wizards and magicians all these flipping BS magic powers with fucking no limits whatsoever. That's a problem with this show as well. You give them these magic powers so OP and don't put no limits on them. And then you expect us not to question how they get defeated. What the fuck? She gets defeated by Wendy and Shelia. Is it Shelia? I don't know, fam. The red-haired one. You know they're twins. You know what I'm talking about. Shelia loses her powers in the process. She has to use up all of her potential and she can't use magic no more. It's what we thought until we get to the end of the show. And for some reason, guess what? She can use magic again. Like, fam, I can't make it up. I can't make it up. That's what I'm talking about when I say the author just doesn't know stakes. He doesn't know punishment. He doesn't know nothing. There's no consequences for any actions these good guys pull off. Like, honestly, it's just a speech about power of friendship, then they win. It don't even look like they got stronger. I'm fed up. I'm honestly fed up. And then Natsu beat Zeref. I thought Zeref was the guy. Like, honestly, I thought he was the guy. This guy's raised the army, got a whole empire, got 12 niggas, 12 man, 12. Most of them being stronger than everyone on Ishgar. And he's the leader of them, man. So you would think, oh, this guy's practically untouchable. Only for him to lose to Natsu. How? How does he lose to Natsu? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Natsu just realizes, oh, I forgot. I'm fighting for my guild. Yeah. Let me power up because of that. And just one punch and Zeref's down. And this is after Zeref gets Fairy Heart and he's got all the magic power. I'm speaking about it and it's pissing me off. Fairy Heart, which is basically supposed to be unlimited magic power, from what Zeref and everyone in the show describes it as unlimited magic power. Zeref obtains that and still loses. Agnologia, the most powerful one in this world apparently, the strongest. He loses. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? Loses. Simply just loses. Gets sucked into a time rift. Absorbs the time rift. He's got power that transcends or is equal to time itself. Still loses. Why wouldn't he? Still loses. How does he lose, you ask? Is it a clever way as to why he loses? No. Everyone just combines their magic power to beat him. Even though it said a couple episodes before, oh, magic doesn't work on him. He can just absorb all types of magic. Yeah, there's so much I could talk about for this show. Like, this has been running for 30 minutes. I've been recording for 30 minutes. I don't know how long the video is going to be. I've been recording for 30 minutes and there's still so much I have to say. Like, honestly, I'm not even done, but is it worth me wasting my time? Like, you get the gist as to why you shouldn't watch this show. Those are my two biggest problems, but there's still more intricate details in this show as to why it's a bunch of nonsense. But those are the big two where I'm just like, this is stupid. It's actually made me think to myself, if I can watch this, I don't know why I haven't been watching Black Clover. I might have to pick up Black Clover now. It might be it's my obligation now. I have to now. I'm done here. I might even make a part 2. Like, I might even make a part 2. That's how but do you know what? This video, we can leave it here. We can leave it here for the time being. To be continued, possibly. Whoever the author is, I don't know what his name is. To be honest, I don't know if I want to know what his name is, but I know this. I'm not watching any of your shit again. If this is how all your shit is, if you make more manga and this is how all your shit is, I don't want to watch any of your shit again, fam. I don't want to watch, I don't want to read, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to associate myself with you anymore, fam. I'm done. We're done here. That final season really just woke me. Like, it just woke me up to how the entire show's been. It's not just the final season, it's the entire show's been like that. To be honest, if you're a Fairy Tail fan and you watch all of this video, you must be burning. And to be honest, good. Hopefully you realize how trash the show is. Good. That's gonna be the end of the video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe. But until next time, I'm out, brothers.
Them man really want chat about bars and spit. Grab a note, then I wrote this quick. Man, I hocus this. Talk magic is strange when your focus is. Talk damage insane, man, a wordsmith kid. Tell a boy at me. Bar for bar, I'll run him down athlete. I ain't really for the beef, but they still chatty. I'm too used to Apple can never try Mac me. I got bars, get it. Said it before, but they never gave credit. Giving all of me to the beat like I'm John.